Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now. Let's dive into what might be the most shocking and potentially transformative move in the NFL offseason so far. Rumors are swirling around the league about a hypothetical trade that could send T.J. Watt, the three-time Defensive Player of the Year, from the Pittsburgh Steelers to the Green Bay Packers. That's right, folks. The very same Watt who's been a disruptive force on the Steelers' defense for years, who's accumulated 112 sacks, 450 tackles, 18 forced fumbles, and consistently been one of the top pass rushers in the league. This isn't just a fantasy scenario. It's something that, if it were to happen, could reshape the NFC North and potentially the entire NFC landscape. Now, let's unpack this a little. T.J. Watt has been a cornerstone for the Steelers' defense, but Pittsburgh is currently sitting at 2-4 early in the season, and their defense has been leaking points, giving up an average of 24 points per game. It's no secret that Pittsburgh is at a crossroads. They're looking to rebuild, especially on the defensive side, and part of that process involves freeing up cap space. In this hypothetical deal, the Steelers would receive 2 second-round picks in the 2026 draft, a significant haul that could accelerate their rebuild. They're also estimated to free up around $20 million in cap space, giving them more flexibility for future signings and draft investments. On the other side, the Green Bay Packers, who have been in a bit of a transition themselves, could significantly boost their front seven with a player of Watt's caliber. Adding Watt to their defensive line would create a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. Imagine the Packers' defense with Watt teaming up alongside players like Preston Smith, if he's still around, or other emerging pass rushers. This kind of addition would not only improve their sack totals, but also make life miserable for any quarterback facing Green Bay, especially in crucial late-game situations. But why would the Packers make such a bold move? Well, it's about strategic positioning. The Packers are looking to contend again, especially with their recent draft choices and roster additions. Bringing in Watt would be like adding a game-changing piece to a puzzle that already includes talented players like Devondre Campbell and a secondary that's been improving. Watt's presence could double the pressure on offenses, creating a domino effect that benefits the entire defense. It's also about creating a sense of fear for opposing offenses, knowing that Watt, along with other pass rushers, can turn a game on its head with just a few plays. Let's talk numbers. Watt, who's been rated as a top 15 player by PFF, has a career total of 120 quarterback hits and 112 sacks. His pass rush win rate hovers around 22%, and in the 2025 season, despite only 6 games played, he's already accumulated 4 sacks, 1 interception, and 1 forced fumble. That's the kind of impact that could elevate a defense from good to elite overnight. His PFF grade this season stands at 91, which is exceptional, especially considering the limited game time. We're talking about a player who averages 28 pressures per game with a 15% rate, and he's just entering his prime. The numbers speak volumes about his ability to disrupt even the most well-organized offensive lines. Now, looking ahead, if Watt were to join the Packers, projections suggest he could add around 14 sacks to their total, roughly doubling what they have now. That's more than just a number, it's a game changer. It would significantly increase their pressure rates and win percentage on pass rushes, making it far more difficult for opposing QBs to operate comfortably. It's not just about sacks, it's about the ripple effect. More quarterback-hurried throws, more turnovers, more opportunities for Green Bay's offense to capitalize. And speaking of the offense, the Packers have been steadily building around young talent and veteran leadership. But the addition of Watt would send a message to the NFC North that they're all in to reclaim dominance. It would force division rivals like the Detroit Lions or Minnesota Vikings to rethink their offensive strategies, knowing that Watt could be a constant menace in the backfield. This move would also serve as a statement to the league. Green Bay means business, and they're not afraid to make bold moves to secure another Super Bowl appearance. The impact on playoff odds would be immediate. Currently, the Packers are seen as a team with a good shot, but still some gaps to fill. Acquiring Watt could improve their Super Bowl odds from around plus 750 to as low as plus 350. That's a dramatic shift, reflecting their newfound strength and confidence. The defense would become a pivotal factor in their championship quest, especially in high-pressure postseason battles. Think about it. If Watt can replicate or even improve upon his recent performances, he could be the missing piece that pushes Green Bay over the top. Of course, this is all speculative at this point. The Steelers might not be willing to part ways with Watt, especially given his proven track record and leadership qualities. But in the NFL, surprises happen all the time, and the possibility of a Watt to Packers trade is a tantalizing scenario that fans and analysts are already debating. It's a move that could define the next era of Packers football, turning a team that's been on the cusp into a true championship contender. From a strategic perspective, the Packers would also be looking at how Watt's presence complements their existing roster. For instance, adding a player of Watt's caliber would allow them to rotate other pass rushers more effectively, reduce the double teams faced by teammates like Preston Smith, and create mismatches in crucial moments. It's about building a defense that's relentless, adaptable, and capable of shutting down the best offenses in the league. And let's not forget, Watt's leadership and work ethic would be invaluable in the locker room, pushing everyone to elevate their game. Now, turning our attention to the bigger picture, this hypothetical trade also highlights how strategic moves like this can influence the entire NFL landscape. If the Packers pull this off, it could serve as a blueprint for other teams aiming to make bold moves in pursuit of a championship. It's about recognizing talent, understanding cap implications, and seizing opportunities when they arise. The NFL is a league where a single player can change the course of history, and Watt is precisely that kind of player. On the other hand, the Steelers, with their current struggles and the need to rebuild, might see this as a necessary step to reset and retool for the future. The draft picks gained in such a deal could become cornerstone pieces for their next competitive team. Pittsburgh has a rich history of developing defensive stars, and even in a rebuild, they'll want to maintain a strong defense. But losing Watt would be tough, especially considering his impact on and off the field. In conclusion, whether this trade actually materializes or remains just a fascinating rumor, it's a testament to how much potential and excitement there is in this NFL season. For Green Bay fans, the idea of adding a player like Watt is nothing short of thrilling. It signifies a commitment to winning now, to pushing the boundaries, and to creating a defense that strikes fear into every opponent. The NFC North is already competitive, but with Watt possibly in green and gold, it could become even more intense. The Super Bowl odds would shift dramatically, and fans would be dreaming of another Lombardi trophy to add to the franchise's storied history. So what do you think? Is this move feasible? Would Watt's arrival be the key that takes Green Bay back to the promised land? Or do you believe the Steelers will hold onto him and continue their rebuild? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear your opinions. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates and insights into the Green Bay Packers and the NFL landscape as a whole. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, go Pack Go.